So what you doing, Jax?
I'm making mead.
Mead?
Mead.
What is that?
It is honey wine.
Oh.
So you want me to show you how to make it?
I would love it if you showed me how to make it.
Alright, well, so first thing you need is a glass gallon jug. And then we'll fill it up about 3/4 of the way.
Just any old jug I have in my yard, or you want to clean it up?
You want to clean it up, you want to sanitize it. You know, really good. Make sure it's nice and sanitized. You don't want any bad bacteria in there. Otherwise...
You might have hallucinations when you drink the mead.
Or you might go blind or something like that.
Okay.
Alright. And then, so the next thing you're going to need is about 2 pounds of honey. So what I'm going to do is, just to get an exact science here, see how much honey that is. 3.32, so that means we're going to need, when we get done, that's going to be about 1.1 something or other. So honey wine, also known as mead. They've been making this stuff for, shit, since the Middle Ages maybe.
Probably before.
Yeah, probably before that. So a honey wine is obviously very sweet because you're using all this honey. So you can use more than, like I'm just using 2 pounds of honey. Depending on how sweet you like it, you could use 3 pounds if you wanted to. Alright, so what I like to do is after I add the honey is, you see how it's all settling down there on the bottom? Well, I like to incorporate it into the water really good. So if you wait to do it after, because you got to put yeast in here, and if you wait and you know, you don't want to irritate your yeast, so you want to make sure you do all this shaking first. I mean, you can do a little bit of shaking to mix the yeast in if you want, but not, you know, real vigorous like I'm doing now. Now, once you got all incorporated there, next thing you're going to do is add some raisins.
How many?
I don't know, we'll call about 25. How's that sound? There's 3.
What about 99?
Not 99.
It's my favorite number.
So the raisins basically are just like a yeast nutrient. It doesn't really, it's not going to lend any flavor to it. It's just going to be a nutrient for the yeast. You don't have to use raisins. You could eat, actually they make something called like a niche yeast nutrient that you can buy, but I don't. So next thing is 1 orange. Just put the oranges in there like this. The orange really ain't going to do nothing either, it's other than give it some flavor.
Seems important.
It's important, I mean, but you don't have to. You could use other things besides orange. You could use like maybe cherries or
raspberries might be good.
Yeah, grapefruit. Might be a little bitter if you use grapefruit, but just experiment. Use whatever kind of fruit you want to. Now, this is going to take probably about 3 weeks to a month. And then after that, after about 3 weeks to a month, then what I'll be doing is I'll be moving this to another one of these. And I'll leave out the sediment because the yeast, the dead yeast and everything is going to end up on the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll siphon from this into a clean one of these. And then I'll let it stay probably about, take about another month, and it'll be ready to drink. But, you know, the longer you let it wait, the better. I mean, you know, 3 months, 6 months, a year would probably be best. That's when the flavors are really developed. Alright, so I put in all my oranges. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to add the yeast. Now, you can use pretty much any yeast. This is a champagne yeast. Some people say use champagne yeast. Some people say you can use regular Fleischmann's baking yeast. And there's other types of yeast you can use, but it's pretty much personal preference. I like to use champagne yeast. So what I'm going to do is, this is a whole package. This packet is for 5 gallons. We're only making a gallon, so I'm only going to use about 1/3 of this. Alright. So next thing, I'm not gonna shake the crap out of it now. Don't shake the fuck out of it. I know you might want to shake your fucking kid or shake your wife. You can do that to your kids and your wife, but don't fucking do it to your wine. Or if you're a female, you might want to do your husband.
I heard that.
Shake him, I mean.
Yeah,
right.
I do.
That's it. Now, you can see some of the yeast is still floating around in there. That's fine. The yeast is going to activate on its own. It's going to do its thing. So now all you do is...
Are you going to top it off, or you...
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, it's pretty close. But yeah, I'll just top it off with a little bit of water. This is filtered water, by the way. Okay. Now, the last thing you're going to need is an airlock. And this is sanitized water, by the way. Some people have used vodka to put in here, which would probably be good. Personally, I don't want to waste my vodka. So all this is sanitized. I sanitized all this. It's very important. Sanitizing things are very important, because if you don't, you're going to ruin your stuff. So I got my airlock on here. Put that on there. Boom. Now, I ain't even going to look about it. Look about it? Did I just say fucking look about it? I'm not even going to look at this for another month. I'll check it to make sure you don't want this liquid or this sanitized water or vodka or whatever you use to go empty. If you don't, it's going to fuck your shit up. So look at here. So now that I've done all that and put that shit together, that yeast is going to do its business, and it's going to start bubbling like a motherfucker. So instead I go ahead and post this shit on YouTube right now. I'm going to wait a little bit. It might take 24 hours and so I can show you what the hell that stuff does. I mean, it's going to bubble like a mug. Anyway, I'm going to get back with you and I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah. Alright, here we go. You can see that stuff, I hope. It's bubbling quite nicely. See it percolating in there. Yep. It's good. I'm keeping it in a dark place. This is like the bottom of a closet, a storage closet. It's going to town. It means it's making alcohol. Oh yeah, honey wine. Do it.